Hi again everyone. My name is Jumana and I'm a storyteller, and I'm sending you one of the stories I was going to tell at the 100 Kites Festival in Stoke, and I look forward to the time when we can meet and share stories and be together once again. So once upon a time, long, long ago, there once lived an old woman, and she lived in a town. And she lived in a time when there was no running water in people's houses, and so the old woman every day had to go to the well to draw water and carry it back home. Now, to do this and to carry this, the old woman had 2 clay pots, earthenware pots, round in shape, and she carried them in a yoke. The yoke went around her neck and had ropes attached to it and cradled the pots as she carried them. And it was heavy and sometimes hard, but it was a journey the old woman had to make to get water for her home. Now one day, as they were nearing her home from the well, pots full of water, one of the pots noticed that it had a crack running all the way down its side, and water was seeping out of that crack. And by the time they arrived home, half of the water was gone, and the pot looked in dismay at the water that was left inside it, and at its neighbour on the other side of the yoke that had a full pot of water. The pot was so unhappy, and the pot hoped that the next day this wouldn't happen, but you know what it did? The water seeped out of that crack and was gone every single day. Now the pot, after it began to notice it, became increasingly unhappy, increasingly miserable. It began to think to itself, what's the use of a pot that loses half of its water in a journey home? What's the use of a pot with such a crack? It's hopeless. It's better the old woman throws me onto the rubbish heap. Now one day the old woman began to hear the lament of the pot, because it was so deep and so painful. And one day the old woman said, enough, don't cry anymore. Listen, let me tell you, I've known all along about the crack in your side, and look. And now she turned the pot back around so the pot could see the journey home that they took, and the pot could see that along the path that they walked every single day, flowers were growing, red and yellow and blue and white, all kinds of wild flowers, drawing the bees and the butterflies, filling the air with fragrance. Oh yes, she said, I've known for a long time about the crack in your side, and that's why I planted seeds all along the path on the side that you travel, that you might water them.